Dr. Benjamin Mays said it best. He said, I only have just a minute. Only 60 seconds in it. Forced upon me, can't refuse it. Didn't seek it, didn't choose it. But it's up to me to use it. I must suffer if I lose it. Give account if I abuse it. Just a tiny little minute. But an eternity is in it. Good morning, Gwinnett County Public School counselors. My name is Brenton, Lopez, and I am a motivational speaker. And one of the reasons for me becoming a motivational speaker is simply because I decided at a very early age that if I could just help somebody, that if I could just show somebody something that I know that I've learned as I travel along the way, then just maybe, and just perhaps, my living will not be in vain. I'm on a mission, ladies and gentlemen. I'm on a mission to make my specific positive mark on the planet. To help transform our youth, to help them get a better self-esteem about themselves and know where they're going and why they were here and why they were created. And I'd like to do that with you this morning because we all need motivation. Say yes?
Yes.
And we all need to be inspired each and every day. And so, well, the first thing I'd like to do this morning is give you a little power charge. I know you've got the coffee and the donuts and the sugar going over there and everything like that. But I'd like to do a little power charge with you. And I'm sure, many of you have been counselors and teachers and things of that nature. And you know how it is getting the students going. So we can be a little lethargic sometimes too. So I'm going to do a little bit of that this morning. So everybody sit up straight, please. And it is said that when we are alert and aware, it is easier for us to take advantage of obvious opportunities. Say yes?
Yes. And
so our shoulders back, please. And sit up straight as we would tell our students in the classroom. I'm sure you guys are familiar with that. And with me, please, everybody take a deep breath. Everybody inhale. Hold it for about a second. Exhale. Once again, everybody inhale. Hold it for about a second. Exhale. And the reason for this is simply that when we breathe clearly and freely, we're allowing the lungs to fill in the air to fill in our lungs and the oxygen to get to our brains. So once again, so we can think clearly and freely. So once again, everybody breathe in deeply. Take a deep breath. Hold it for about a second. Oh, yes, exhale. Now with power, passion, excitement, I want you to say that I feel good.
I feel good.
I feel good.
I feel good.
Real good.
Real good.
I'm ready to rattle.
I'm ready to rattle.
I'm ready to roll.
I'm ready to roll.
I'm ready to reach.
I'm ready to reach
my highest goal.
my highest goal.
I'm ready to learn.
I'm ready to learn.
I'm ready to burn.
I'm ready to burn.
Because I feel good.
I feel good.
Real good.
Real good.
Real good.
Real good.
I'm real good.
Real good.
Give yourselves a round of applause. Good job. Now do me a favor, please turn to your neighbor on your right and your left and tell them, say, you got something special. Good job. Good job. I say that, ladies and gentlemen, I say that not to be kind to you. I say that not to be kind to you at all, but I say that simply because it's true. You've got some special stuff on the inside of each and every one of you. And I believe so very strongly that there's a voice inside each of us crying out. And this voice is crying out and it's saying, come out. I want you to let me out. I want you to allow me to be all that I was created to be. You've got something special inside you. Repeat after me, please. I am special.
I am special.
I am brilliant. I am beautiful. I am well-deserving of all my hopes, goals, and dreams. Now, let's say it this time like we mean it, because when we say these things, we have to speak into our subconscious mind. We've got to believe it. You guys are beautiful. I am beautiful.
I am beautiful.
I am special.
I am special.
I am brilliant.
I am brilliant.
I am healthy.
I am healthy.
I am prosperous.
I am prosperous.
And well-deserving of all my hopes, goals, and dreams. Give yourselves a round of applause. I told you that you were special. And, I can never forget when I was in high school and I was a little bit younger. I used to love to watch a show called Family Matters. And I enjoyed watching this show. I loved the two main characters, Steve Urkel, and I loved Laura. I mean, actually, can I tell you, can I be honest with you, I actually had a crush on her. I mean, she was gorgeous, she was hot, she was a fox. I mean, she had it going on. I mean, I can never forget, I used to actually run home when it was time to watch the show, take a shower, and sit in front of the TV screen as if she was going to actually see me. But I liked Urkel, and Urkel was a famous character that we all loved. He was smart, he was sincere, he was a nerd, but he was a genius. And on every show, I can never forget that Urkel, his main goal was to try and get a date with Laura. And he would try, and he would fail, and he would try, and he would fail. So he came up with this idea to build this transformation chamber. And when he went into this transformation chamber, he went in as Urkel. And a few minutes later, he stepped out as Stefan. And all the girls loved Stefan. Stefan was the man. He was cool. He was, as the ladies would say, he was all that in a bag of chips. He had it going what? Stefan had it going on. But I got to tell you something about Urkel. Urkel, this Stefan character, he didn't need this transformation chamber. That guy was already in Urkel all along. That special someone was already there within him. And I got to tell you, for the Urkel, for the Family Matters fans, you'll remember on the last show who really ended up with the girl. It was Urkel. He got married, and they lived happily ever after. He was special. He was brilliant. He had this special person on the inside of him. And I'm telling you that there's a special person on the inside of each and every one of you as well. You know, but we have to begin to stay focused. And we got to stay away from the naysayers and the negative people that are in our lives. You know, I can never forget, there's a story I love to tell about this hot dog vendor. And this hot dog vendor, he was in New York, and he sold the very best hot dogs in New York. I mean, people would come from miles around to get his mouth-watering, appetizingly tasting hot dogs. He sold the very best hot dogs in New York. I mean, the guy was so great, he had billboards up. He had commercials on the radio. He had signs posted everywhere. He had things going on. He was doing exceptionally well in his hot dog business. Well, he had a son. And his son said to him, "Dad, you know, there's a recession coming. There's a recession coming, Dad, and people are not going to be able to buy hot dogs." And his dad listened. And so each day when people would come out to buy the hot dogs, his dad sold less hot dogs because he didn't order enough hot dogs. And every day he would sell less and less hot dogs until one day he took the billboards down off the signs. He stopped airing the radio commercials, all because his son told him that, "Dad, there's going to be a recession going on." And he listened. And he stopped selling hot dogs until he finally went out of business. And when he went out of business, he said, "You know, my son said that this was going to happen." And guess what? It happened. I mean, the nerve of this guy. Can you believe this guy? Told his dad that there was a recession going on, and then the nerve of the father for believing the son. And so we've got to begin to stay away from the negative people that are in our lives. That could be family, friends, co-workers, anybody that's stopping us from fulfilling our passionate hopes, goals, and dreams. You know, I heard a saying once that said that some people are so negative, if you put them in a dark room, they'll begin to develop. Negative people.
I know it.
We got to stay away from the naysayers. And we have to begin to transition this thinking by transforming our thinking. I've got some ministers in the room today, so I could quote one scripture at least. And one of my favorite is that, "Be ye not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." It simply means that we have to change our thinking every single day. So when we get up in the morning, we've got to do some prayer. We've got to do some scripture reading. We've got to listen to something positive every single day. And no one knows this better than the media. No one knows this better than Facebook. No one knows this better than McDonald's, Dunkin' Donuts. Because every moment, we know where to find the local McDonald's or the local Burger King, but they don't let you forget it. Every minute you hear on the radio, you hear it on the radio to have it your way because they want you to come to their Burger King to get the Flame Roll Whopper. One of my favorite commercials I used to love listening to is the Chili's baby back ribs commercial. Chili's baby back ribs. Chili's baby back ribs. Somebody said it? All right. Because the media knows that if they tell us something over and over and over and over again, it gets into our subconscious mind, and then we'll unconsciously drive over to the McDonald's. We'll unconsciously drive over to the Dunkin' Donuts, to drive over to the Burger King. And so it's so important. So as we know this, then that means we need to be listening to something positive every day. Listening to a T.D. Jakes or Les Brown, Tony Robbins, Miles Monroe, and some of the other greats, Zig Ziglar, and of course Brenton Lopez, by the way. I've got to put that in there, let you guys know that you have it available, audiobook, How to Activate Your Magnetic Powers. Every day we have to feed our subconscious, because when it gets into our spirit, then we do it unconsciously. How many of you guys know the route home? Don't even have to think about it. Don't have to put it in the GPS. You know how to get home. How many of you know how to get to work? Subconsciously, unconsciously, just doing it. Because repetition is the mother of skill. Repetition is the mother of skill. Repetition is the mother of what? Skill. Repetition is the mother of skill. We've got to begin to do this. And so if we know this, if we know how powerful the subconscious mind is, then we need to be doing that with our youth. We have to get it into their spirit. When it comes into our classroom, we should have positive posters on the wall, positive music playing. We should be speaking life to them every single day. I know you guys are on top right now, and one of the greatest school districts in the state of Georgia, and that's wonderful. Give yourselves a round of applause. And give Dr. Parker, by the way, a round of applause for putting this on, and Mr. Brent over there, my brother as well. You know, Brent. And so we know this. So we've got to begin to tell our students this every single day. Every day. But we must know that before anything can take shape in the physical form, it must first take place in the mind. Before anything can ever take place in the physical form, it must first take place in the mind. You know, I'm from Florida. Sunshiny Florida. Great state. And I have a 5-year-old daughter. I'm a father of a 5-year-old. I'll take some love for that. And I love my daughter, Brianna. I mean, she's awesome. And lately, she likes the Disney movies. I've gotten her started on the Disney movies, and we've been watching movies like Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, The Little Mermaid, one of my favorites as well, Princess and the Frog, Aladdin, which is another good favorite. How many of you guys like the Disney movies? No? No one likes Disney World? I thought everybody liked Disney World. But anyway, so we're watching the movies and everything like that, and it's great, it's phenomenal. And, you know, I love Walt Disney because he's an awesome guy. You know, if no one knew the meaning of the word beginning with the end in mind, and also knew the understanding of before anything can take shape in the physical form, must first begin in the mind, was Walt Disney. And interestingly enough, Walt Disney was fired. Can you believe this? He was fired from a newspaper because they said he had no imagination. Incredible. And so Walt, he never really got a chance to see Disney World coming to fruition. He actually died of lung cancer. But before he died, he was buying up all this property in Florida, all this swampland, and people were calling him crazy. They said, what is up with this guy? This guy buying up all this swampland. What is his problem? But little did they know, Walt had a vision. And so what happened was, he was buying up all this land, and he died actually before he got a chance to, before Disney World actually became into fruition. And his brother Roy Disney had taken over, so to speak. And it was opening day at Epcot, Disney World, one of their main major attractions and everything. And all the reporters were there. And people were riding on the ride. And ticket sales were going to the roof. And everybody was having a phenomenal time. And so this reporter comes up to Roy Disney, Walt's brother, and say to him, you know, this must really be a bittersweet day for you. He said, what do you mean? I don't understand. He said, this must really be a bittersweet day for you because Walt couldn't be here to see this. And Roy was a little distraught. He turned around and he said, you know, I can see why you'll always be a reporter. I can see why you'll always have to report about someone else's dream and never your own until you understand this one particular fact. He said, Walt saw this. That's why you get to see.